Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D, baby. Today, we are going to be watching the sunset. So, I want to share with you what's happening lately. Welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. And I've started I've started paying attention to the last couple of videos that I've made, and I realized I've been spending a lot of time explaining myself, from my diet to my commitment, what I want to do in life, in business. Fuck this shit. I want to share with you an interview that Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters, and Sadhguru. And I kept saying over and over, said Guru, it's pretty much like, the modern Buddha. The way that he explained things, they're so easy to understand. And I realized that, like, the reason why I've been explaining a lot of the things that I do is because I cared what people think. And the reason and why did I care? Maybe I'm trying to prove myself. Am I not? Or could it be that I was confused? I was confused because people that considered to be that have already made it in our society, sharing their point of view, what it's like to be successful, what it's like to be a businessman or a businesswoman, what it's like to be a spiritual being, a spiritual teacher, what it's like to be a guru, what it's like to be a common guy with a common life like Khan. And I realized, all of the things that from my diet, how I like, I know what I'm doing, strictly no meat, but I keep the window open, especially for like alcohol and cannabis. But then at the same time, I don't believe that, we should dependent on any kind of substance to, to feel good. Because the problem with our society is that, we use it as an escape. However, the commitment, when I look at my life, like, okay, I get to do whatever I want, but then in a positive way. It's not like, it's like up to this moment, what I'm doing, able to travel, is a blessing. It's a blessing, and it didn't come easy. I worked for it, and for me to be able to control my time, building content, putting out positive energy, even though I'm not positive all the time because of, the things that I pay attention to, like the economy, the people that I follow, like the good versus evil, and we know that are given. But somehow if we pay too much attention, we get caught up in it anyway. And then the things that you do, sometimes people, it's not actually really about other people, because when you listen to someone and you react, it's not their fault. It's actually our fault, your fault, my fault, because we don't even know if they are talking to us, or just they're having a bad day, or they're just, or they're just talking to somebody else. But I notice no matter what kind of teaching you have, there will always be a counter argument. Come at me, bro! And I feel like if, you can take the best 10 teachers, make it 5 teachers, and try to combine all of their teachings. Make sure they're not from the same, the same university, the same group, the same cult, the same company. Make sure they're just like five individuals that are in different, in different fields of success, and they made it meaning that they're able to control their time. They are happy with what they're doing, and they're constantly, like they're just being blissful. That's the word, blissful. Okay. And when I look at people that are fighting for humanity, people are that people that are fighting for humanity, or even trying to do good for society, tend to tend to be in this stage where they're not they can be joyful at time, but they're not blissful. And I think blissful meaning, I guess Ralph was asking Sadhguru, I'm just paraphrasing here, but he was like, so how do you keep yourself in good spirit? And then Sadhguru was like, I am the spirit, meaning that every moment, it's blissful, and it's hard to do. It's easy to say, it's hard to do, but it's also easy to do.
Wait, what do you mean, bro? You really, really confused, bro. Are you really, 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 really confusing me, bro?
You know what I mean? From the stage of being stressful to being blissful, it's just a knob. Imagine that's what the mind can do. And and the more I think about it, for me, the definition, at least for the definition of life for me, is able to control my time, able to control my emotion, and just make positive impact. And as for my personal life, I don't want to depend on anyone for money. I don't want to have to explain to anyone about what kind of diet I'm on, because my foundation, my commitment of not eating animals, it's that simple. And yeah, it's for me that is good enough. It should be fairly simple. My diet, my time, my emotion, and what kind of energy I'm putting out there. And if I were to take my definition of successful and explain it to a spiritual person, a business person, chances are I'm probably not gonna have a lot of people that will agree with me, because they have a different purpose too. And I guess at the end of the day, I do what I do. I mean, I came to the game with an understanding. Yes, that is the route that I'm gonna go. But then at the same time, when you go on your journey, you meet different people, and people that are probably higher up, meaning that they've been in the game for a long time. They know what they're doing in their profession. But then outside of that, when we look at the grand of things, like, the grand of thing, meaning that everything on earth, and being alive as an individual, like, who can define the purpose other than you? This message has been approved by the Cum Squad and these nuts. And the crazy part about this whole thing that we're going through, like, with the pandemic, the other part that I got from the interview was really great, because I feel like humanity is at a point where, power, control, mandatory, and then we have the resistance. But then at the same time, Sadhguru was like, what if COVID is actually slowing down what we were doing? Because if we were to define normal, meaning before the pandemic, killing millions of animals a day, killing the planet, destroying, contaminating the ocean, destroying the trees, that is not normal. How can we claim ourselves to be the smartest species and we are doing all these stupid things? And actually, if we were to waste our time and energy, I know this theory so well and I get caught up in it too. We can only change ourselves, right? Like the other part, that really blew me away was Ralph was talking about all the politicians that that are in office, and how they're, how with everything that's happening right now. And the counter argument to that, well, it's not really an argument, but but what Sadhguru was saying was, we elected them, and basically those politicians are just humans like us. They're just human beings, and if we put them up there, we should support them, but then at the same time also demand what is right and what is wrong. Smack her with a dick. Smack her with a dick. Smack her with a dick. And it's just how how we see things from a different perspective, and I think that is a higher dimension of thinking. And I got a lot of, those are some of the few takeaways that I got from it. And I feel like, wow, what I was doing this whole time, even though yes, sometimes I ate meat and I complain, and then but I get better, but then at the same time, this whole time I was on the right path. I realized that I was on the right path. But then again, you listen to people here and people there, just to make sure that, I guess I came to a realization, but then in a good way, because it, it's kind of gave me that check mark, like me checking myself. Am I living in a bubble? Because without those people, without those people, trying to burst my bubble or trying to pop my bubble, I wouldn't have, first of all, if they didn't do that my whole life, if I were doing the wrong thing, I would have not been aware of it. Second of all, when somebody came into the picture and kind of like shake you up, and if you are still firm for what you believe in, what you're doing, then you become more firm. Check out my nipple. See what I'm saying? So my friend, I love enjoying the beauty, like ever since I started traveling. I loved it, and even loving it till up to now. So make a video, my friend. Make a video, do the same thing, okay? Like just pick a spot where you can actually sit down and just have a conversation, just conversation with me. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. What are you doing in your life? How do you know if you are on the right track? And yeah, just that simple. And if you are on the right track, if you are on the right track, how do you know? Okay? And it's always good to document your journey, because on the not like when I edit my videos, and even start watching some of the videos like in 2019 when I first started out, it's pretty amazing. It's like kind of going through my old poetry, or even like reading old journals, and it's like, wow, how much have changed. COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. But somehow I'm still me in a good way, right? So make a video, use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. Let me know what's up, and I will see you in the next video, my friend. Much love. Ta-da.